Shubor nakaslem jong unong san Hima.
Kripa Foundation mentakasngi kalayo ban play thamaya ka jaka ban ri ban sumar Kyrpang iki Riew Tymmen kibam dan shu iki nong ri nong sumar yak bala ai kertengkom ka Kripa Victoria Senior Citizen Home hapo ka jingkmi jong ka kong Victoria Waklang yakani ka jaka bari Kyrpang iki Riew Tymmen kibam dan iki nong ri nong sumar lawan ban play Paidbah do Father Joe Pereira naga Kripa Foundation founder trustee haga jingya don ringkat jong ka kong Rosetta Mary Kurba secretary jong ka tenat Health and Family Welfare ka Sarkar Jilla, kakong Emi Kharshandi District Social Welfare Officer, jong ka Riew District, uba David Lightplang President ka Shillong Press Club, lembat kiway dia. Kani ka jaka ay jing sumar kabala plate hamay mentakasngi kabadan hajan ka ICAR Farmers Hostel Umroy Nongsder kadiban ay ka jing Shakri ay Riew Tymmen kibamdan shu iginong ri nong sumar bakinyo ay ka jaka sa ba jaka sumar kabapaka klemdan kam ban COAA. Hakani ka juk ka jaka gidon rugi cottage na kabenta ki Paidbah ki ban haban siu pisa bat ka jingmi na kini ki cottage lani kini ki jaka sa pengat jong kinong wan jungok kai en pen bit pen biang pat ya ka jingdon kam ha ka ban ri ban sumar bat pet ki Riew Tymmen.
I really admire
the sick bay. The nurse will be stationed there. This is the medicine counter. We've kept 12 slots. So every slot will have a name. So dormitory. This is the dormitory for them. Everybody's got a bed and a cupboard each. And basic cupboards like this. They can keep their toiletries, hang. Oh, lovely. This is pantry.
This is pantry. Pantry, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, sir.
but the addicts never grow old.
Yeah, don't worry, we children not come here.
Their partner have the chance to stay with their children, very few. Because the world has come to such a stage and time that in our country we could never think of having such a facility. I mean, we can't even dream of that, because we always say that it kind of hurt when you say you have to keep somebody in old age home. So, but then we look at the situation now with modernity. And of course, with the unemployment issue that we have now, people have to move out. Most of the children have to move out, and taking their parents along with them becomes an issue. And that is for the people who who cannot take them. It becomes a problem and a concern for the children as well as for the parents too. But then. This kind of situation has arises in this modern world where we have a lot of, where the nuclear concept, family concept has come in. So, of course, it is a concern, but at the same time, we can't just sit back and look at, not finding solution. And the very fact that, in our state, we have one old age home, and it's very packed, right? And of course, David is here. You can vouch that to a close friend. We kind of foresee in the future that we will have to get more of this kind of facility. And I'm very glad that as a private, Sherrod and his family has taken up this upon them to start this facility. I think so it's a good move, and eventually when people become comfortable with the idea, maybe we can expand on this This is something new, something which I've always, I was also in social welfare at one point of time as a director. And there was one occasion when I had spoken to the then Chief Minister that, so we do need this kind of facility for the senior citizen, because we have just one in the state, and most of our children, mind you, most of our children are working outside. And we can't stop them, they have to grow and they have to fly, and we can't hold that against them that they should leave us. So we need to do this. And of course, it has not happened. And the other day when you told me that this idea has come with Kripa coming up with this concept, I felt like, okay, there's a ray of hope, that for such people who don't have anyone, not because they don't have the children, but because of the circumstances, that they need to come out of their home and stay in such a facility. And I hope that this facility will expand, this facility will grow, and I know, because coming from a Kripa Foundation, where you've taken care of people who were, I won't say rejected, but people who need help. Okay, so we have this, your foundation, which has shown result, that has helped people, helped young people, in fact, in the since 1985. There's a ray of hope, that for such people who don't have anyone, not because they don't have the children, but because of the circumstances, that they need to come out of their home and stay in such a facility. And I hope that this facility will expand, this facility will grow, and I know, because coming from a Kripa Foundation, where you've taken care of people who were, I won't say rejected, but people who need help. Okay, so we have this, your foundation, which has shown result, that has helped people, helped young people, in fact.
1.2 billion population here in our country, of which 51.54% are males and 48.46% are females. And with the years go by, and in the advance in research and technology, there is a decline in fertility and mortality rate, and there is an increase in child survival. There is an increase in life expectancy as well. And with the increase in child survival, with the increase in life expectancy, there is also a significant feature of demographic changes in terms of the number of elderly persons which are on the increase. Okay, and as we can see from surveys, that there are about in the last 50 years, the number of our population has increased. And not only that, the number of elderly persons has increased fourfold. The number of population has increased threefold, whereas the number of senior citizens or elderly persons has increased by fourfold. Life expectancy of a person has increased. In 2005, the life expectancy of a person is only 65 years. That means the lifespan of an individual or of a person is only up to 65 years. But now we can see there is an increase of life expectancy to 75 years.
Not from our being alright, no. Kara means to suffer with. So we who are coping with our addictions and whatever will also share this brokenness and pain with people who come here to experience the ongoing love. I'm very happy that you mentioned this need, particularly because in the context of today's world, there is a dilemma. Young people have had to go abroad, and today in United States and many other countries, if you see, the Indian person has excelled. You know, so many of us. And their parents are here. Some of them have taken them there and they have given them some kind of citizen's home, but nothing like home sweet home. And India is unique, and particularly Meghalaya. I call Shillong and Meghalaya the Switzerland of India, because really I wish to bring more and more. I teach yoga in 44 countries, and whenever they come to Goa, I'm going to ask them to spend some time here also and see this wonderful place. Let me come to the most important part of this happening, and that is that this is not our work. You know, I teach yoga, and in the 46th verse of the second adhyaya, which is Kriya Yoga, Patanjali says, Prayatna Shaitilya Ananta Samapatibhyam. All our human effort is useless till it dovetails into God's grace. What's the word for grace? Kripa. So I ask God's special blessing upon this, because we come together to reach out to people in love. And love is the only answer. I have two organizations within Kripa. One is for the afflicted, Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous. And the other is Family Systems Therapy, which is Family Anonymous and Al-Anon. I hope some of you are belonging to that. Because we need to understand the mind of recovering people, as we need to understand also the mind and heart of senior citizens. Very unique, sensitive area, which Gabor Mate, the erectionologist, has proclaimed today all over the world. And that is the phenomenon called trauma. All of us have gone through trauma. In fact, they are relating to one another, coming from archetypes that came from that trauma. And so in Kripa, we heal these traumas. We give people new archetypes. Through yoga, we can do this. I say yoga because yoga is one science that doesn't stop only on thinking, that doesn't stop only on the body, but it makes the body learn how to relearn to live. And that on the cellular consciousness level, yatha pinde tatha brahmande. As it is for us on a cellular consciousness level, so it is on the global level. What is our last song that we like to sing? I'm 80 years old, and what do I sing to the Lord?
What we've done is that prior to the opening, we had already kept it on the newspapers for any employees that want to work here, nurses, doctors. So from that background check, we've already started training all the staff that we've employed. How it's going to start. We've given them training in Kripa De-Addiction Center for Children, and they've been there for a month now, especially for documentation purposes, legalities and everything. The other thing is that from a legal perspective, we've been working with a lawyer for the past 2 years on this, because the last thing we want is, we don't want anybody to say that, oh, we've set this up and then we have any legal issues. We don't want any of that. So the entire legal team background check, that will also be done by our lawyers, and also from our outreach workers to actually go and see the facilities where they live in, whether or not they need shelter or not. Because so the outreach team that we have, which is a team of counselors as well, to really see whether they need the care, because we don't want, like Mom had said earlier, somebody to use this as a dumping ground. We don't want that. We want people to come here. It's like their final wish as well, and we want to take care of them. And we want to take care of them the best way we can. I think Kripa has grown because of the facilities that we've provided for them, and we want to do the same here.
You're so young, why do you want to do all of this? Don't you want to go on clubbing? And
Our journey started, I think, in 2012. I think 2012. I perpetually fell ill quite badly. I think that was the second time I fell ill, and I was then I realized at that time doctors couldn't really take care of me, or they said that I need a surgery every 7-8 months, right? Apollo. And also I met Father Joe, and then he said that come with me to Rishikesh. I'll give you something. And with blind faith, I said, okay, let's go. And I never looked back since, and neither did I have to visit a doctor after that. So because of that, I think I feel like I need to serve. Serving man is like serving God, and this is what I can do. This is the best I can do is just give time not only to the clients, but to the to my staff. They are caregivers, teach.
Ini kong dinisap, nado magandang kana nga sa tsu. Ngadan ka to kamensiyan ng tagiliki, but tumente gastunat ikitaman. They have don't waste them. Let's go Singapore, no? I visited this old age home. I was so impressed by the take care of the organizer. Then dangalit sa shalom te dangadan pisa ngan sinakom kani, which is not possible because they have got 10 acres of land, and the facilities which they give also kablong super. Then ngalit sa po Calcutta, old age home sa Commander Teresa, and dalit ang to kakta pala yung ang to yung kumniya ngam kwa ikibriw bakin dong ikitemete bakin bam kumniya I will give them the best. Namabalay few more years take in kidiban kemen kidiban yo kababahatom ken siya bakin let na kami kapute katakan tingakran kikon mga sharat whatever it is, this will be my last project. And I want it to happen. Naki semi-privates and these cottages will charge them. Whatever money we get from these private rooms, then we'll take care of the dormitory. But I have a fixed amount from my whatever savings I have to go straight to the dormitory. Those who don't have anybody to take care. Hindi kito kibawan no. Kito kibam dan si sama no but take care of it. We will take care. Give them shelter, food and medicine, medical care.